Well, good morning, folks. This is Granny with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead. And this morning, we're going shopping. But not for what you think. We're going to do a video on sewing. And so what I'm going to show you is I have taken down all of the valances that are in my kitchen. So I want to show you what it looks like without them. So here's what you see with no valances on the windows. And of course, right here is the valances that I had on the windows. But Granny's kind of tired of them. I've had them for the last 2 years, and I would just like something different. So over here, on the new 4-inch rise up that Grumpy put in for me, I have a mat at the sink, and we'll get a little closer, that has pumpkins on it. And this is for the fall. So I'm going to go look for material that will have browns and warm colors, browns and maroon and orange and off-white, something like that I can put at my windows, because I really like valances. And we're going to make something that's not a true valance, because I'm thinking I want to change up what it is that I actually, here's my rods, what it is that I usually have. We're trying to do our windows, put the plastic back. That's what you see on the couch in there. But anyway, let's get started. So, we're going to go to Hobby Lobby because it's the only place now you can buy have a lot of different fabrics to choose from. Walmart used to have a big selection, but they're kind of down to the nothingness too. You can go online with them, but I don't like to buy fabric online that I can't see and touch and feel. And but they've shut down all of Joann's. They went bankrupt, and so we're going to head to the Hobby Lobby that is inside Wilson. So they have one also in Rocky Mount, but I looked there the other day and I wasn't too thrilled with what I saw. I'm looking for something specific. It doesn't have to be pumpkins. In fact, probably would be better if it was a pumpkins. I mean, if I find pumpkins, that'll be fine, but I need something that is very fallish, you know, that I can use for the whole time it's fall. And then I also want to buy some for, winter, because winter will come quicker than we want. We're already in fall, so we'll go look and see what they've got for that as well. I know they at the other Hobby Lobby they had winter fabric for 50% off, so that sounds good to me. So we'll go look at these things and see if we can find something we want. Now, I've never done for y'all a video on sewing, but I do have a friend who would love to learn how to sew, but either I never have time or she doesn't have the time at the time when I can do it. So, and then at the time that I can't do it, she has time. And so what I thought, I kept thinking, you know, there's got to be a way to be able to help her learn how to sew, and her to be able to do it at her leisure whenever she has the time and she's ready to sit down and work on it. So I figured that if I make these small valances, they're not going to be very deep. I'm trying to go for a different look. I want more sunshine coming in the windows instead of less. And because the ones that I had up there, I loved them. Oh, don't get me wrong. I waited and waited and waited to buy that material because I love that material so much. But I'm kind of tired of looking at it. That's the good thing about making your own valances and stuff. Yes, it costs you for the fabric, and it costs you time to make what you want to make. But you can just do anything. You're not at you're not at a point where you are just stuck to one thing and you can't get out of it. That's all that you can do. It's just that one kind of pattern. So I've not seen what I'm going to do, not this particular thing, but I've seen something similar to it years ago. And so when I took all the curtains down, the valances down this past Sunday, I should say Grumpy took them down because I can't reach them. But he got on a ladder and got them down. I was so just happy with having the windows opened up so much more light coming in, because the valance over the sink was 12 inches long, but the valances over the heater and over the air conditioner were 18. And that's a little bit, it's just a little bit too deep. It takes a lot of sunshine out of the room. And that's not the reason why I decided to change them. I just decided to change them because I was just kind of tired of looking at the same stuff. I wanted something different. So we're going to go to Ross's, number one, because if I'm going to change the color of the valance things that I'm going to make, I don't know that you want to really call them valances, but what they are is they are window treatments that they're to let as much sunlight in as you can possibly let in without it being a shear. I don't make shears. I buy my shears. I took my shears down in the living room now for probably, well, they've been down for probably 9 months. Simply because I just wanted just to not have to deal with looking at anything. Plus, you have to wash your curtains. You have to wash your curtains, your valances, your shears. You got to wash them a couple times a year because they get a lot of dust on them. So I took them down because what I was going to do was, see, I had these valances that I really, really liked. Excuse me. But the problem is with the valances is this. I bought the material to make the valances when I lived in Selma, when we first started our channel, and I loved it. I had chair railing going around the living room, and the bottom chair railing was teal green or teal blue, whichever one you want to call it, and it was beautiful. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. If you go back, you'll see our house that we had. It go way back in the videos. You'll see our house. I have one of them that shows the whole house. But I had made the slip cover that was on the couch, and we have that couch with the slip covers on it out in one of the barns. But the problem is the mice have been into it. And I don't want to deal with bringing that in because I have such trouble with trying to keep mice out of my house now. And I don't want nothing that's in that couch. But I am going to be taking off we're going to throw the couch away, and I'm going to take off the cover for the slip cover that I made for the couch. And I'm going to try to bring it down to the size of the couch I have now in the house. So I've got to, one day this week, I'm going to go out and take the cover off that couch and off the cushions. And I'm going to bring it in and put it on the couch and see just exactly what I've got to do to make it small enough to fit. Because I'm pretty sure that the couch that it's on is a little bit longer, maybe by a foot or two possibly. So I'm just going to go ahead and go out there this week and get that, bring it in, fit it to what I've got existing now, and see if there's any way I can redo it a little bit, and then I can put those valances back up. But those valances look real off with the sofa that I have and the throw pillows that are on the couch, because that's blue. It's blue, and khaki and off-white green. And it all just kind of clashes with each other. So I'm trying to just, make things look like they belong. I'm a very color-oriented person, and I don't like things being out of sync. I get real undone about it. Unfortunately, real undone. Grumpy doesn't understand it, but it's the way I was made, and I want my house to look pretty, nice. I don't want it being goofballish looking. So we're going to go see what we can get and do. So, like I said, these are not going to be your regular type of valances. They're going to be a 3-inch drop from the bottom of the rod. And that's all. And then a 1-inch, what would you call it? A gather up at the top. Because I just want all the sunlight I can get to come in those windows. I have blinds on the windows, and so I can shut the blinds to shut out, people from seeing things at night. I'm real crazy about that. I don't want anybody to be able to see in my windows at night. I have to sit on my electric recliner a lot at night because I get overheated in my bed. So I go into the living room and I either pray or read or listen to a sermon or something like that while I'm resting in my chair and I cool down. So I don't want people seeing me in my gown and stuff. I don't want people looking in, because you can look in. We have a front porch, and a person could be on our front porch and look straight in the window and see us, whoever's in there. And I don't like that idea. That is very concerning to me. So, we are not too terribly far away from Hobby Lobby. We've got a little bit longer to go, but not too bad. So that's what our plans are for today. And then what I'm going to do is I will go home and I will start the second video. The first one is going to be going to look for our material. Going to see what there is. I have already got the measurements down, and I'll talk about those once I get to where we're going. Let's get inside this store and see if we can find what we're looking for. Okay, so when you're looking for something like what I'm looking for, and you are wanting to make this little short valance that I'm going to make, I've taken my measurements of how much I want to have of each thing. So we're actually going to have the pocket that the rod fits into is going to be 2 inches. So you double that because you have a pocket. You have a front and a back. So that's 4 inches. Then in order to sew it off so that it forms a pocket, you got to have a 1/2 inch of fabric to turn under and to make it into the pocket. Then you have to make a seam up above that. Now, if you want a ruffle at the top and a ruffle at the bottom, and I'm just talking about regular plain ruffles, which is all it is it's gathering of the fabric that you've put up. We're going to have each one of these 2 fabrics widths. So I need 2 fabric widths at each window. That's 6 widths. So I just need to know how deep everything is going to be. The inches long everything is going to be. So we want the pocket to be 2 inches. So that's 4 inches, and a 1/2 inch to make the seam on the bottom. So that's 4 1/2. Then the 3 1/2, we want a ruffle on the bottom to be 3 inches, but then you've got to have your hem, which is another 1/2 inch. And then we want the ruffle that's going to be at the top, which is going to be a 1 inch ruffle. And so you need 2 inches because it's folded over. So in total, we've got 10 inches times 6 widths is 60 inches. Now, in yards, when you're going to get fabric, you have to get it by the yard or by a percentage of a yard. And so 60 inches is 1 2/3 yards. So we're at the fabric part. So we put this in my pocket and we're going to go look at the fabric. Okay, so they've got 40% on their fall fabrics. They only had 30% in Rocky Mount, so I'm glad I came back over here. This store is a lot nicer than the one in Rocky Mount, and it seems bigger. I'm not sure if it's bigger, but it seems bigger. And they got 50% off the Christmas too. So let's look at the Christmas first, since it is first in line. I didn't really want it to be Christmas looking as much as Christmas, Christmassy. I just really wanted something that had reds in it and greens. But I do like this right here. I like this right here. It's got gold in it. I think that's pretty. I do not want anything with sparkles because the sparkles come off in the washing. Well, this is kind of pretty. And see, those are things that grow through the winter. I'm not into the Christmas scene with, the Christmas type stuff. I don't cater to that kind of thing. But I do like this. I do like snowmen, and there's a snowman beside of it, but there again, I'm not sure. That's not the color scheme I was looking for. I really like this. This is $7.99. That would be at $4 a yard. I like this, but it's just so dark. Ugh. I don't want anything dark in my kitchen. Well, not seeing a lot for fall. Now that's what I was looking more for. Right there. That's what I was really wanting. Something like that. That's it. That's what I want for the winter. Well, let's go see if we can find anything else that might be more of what I would like for a fall. Let's see here. Well, this is pretty. And it's pumpkin color. I might choose this. Not really what I was looking for, though. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. Y'all don't have any fall patterns coming in, do you?
No more, no ma'am.
Phooey. Well, that's terrible. I don't really like what I see over here. See, I might have to live with this stuff for a long time because every year I'm going to have to take the same thing out. And this is okay. It's just not as orange as I was hoping for. And this just does not. I don't want trucks. Tractors was one thing. I don't know. Maybe this is what I need to choose. They had this one at the other store as well. Oh. Well, I reckon this is what we'll choose. It's not really what I wanted, but it's light in color at least. It's not too dark, whereas the one I have for the winter is a little bit on the dark side. Maybe we won't take that. That's what I was looking for, that fabric there. That's actually what I was looking for, but I'm not sure. Alright, let's see about a cream color. Let's see if this is the right shade. Nope. That's definitely not it. Let's see about this one. Nope. Oh. Maybe this. That's about the best we're going to get because it's not. Now, wait a minute. Maybe this. Yeah, that looks much better. Let's put this back up here. And it's more pumpkin-y looking, even if it hasn't got pumpkins in it. It's the colors I was looking for. Okay, let's hit the button. Oh, Granny's tired. See you in a minute. Well, we went in, we got our fabric, and now we're going to take off to Ross's because I need, you know, those aqua colored like placemats. They're round that I have at home. Well, that doesn't fit into the scheme of things. It does with my older Valances, but not with these. And so we're going to go over there right now and get some that are pumpkin colored so that I can have those to set at the table. And everything will look like it belongs together then. And I'm real happy with the fabric I bought for fall. It's real catchy to me. It may not be to all of y'all that are looking, but excuse me, but it is to me. And I can't wait because tomorrow I'll be able to work a little bit on sewing tonight, but not a lot. I'm also in the midst of making 2 aprons, one for me, one for Lydia, and they match. And so, and some pot holders. So I'm going to work on that this evening some too, to try to get at least one of them finished. And then I'll have that finished, and then we will start on cutting out our little tiny valances that I'm going to make. I think I'll be happy with this because it lets in major amounts of light. but yet it's a little something decorative over each window that just gives a little bit of decoration. It doesn't take away from the room, and it doesn't take away from the light. So let's head over on to Ross and get those things, and then we can head on home and get started. See you in just a little bit. Okay, so we're at Ross's. And Marshall's. I may go into Marshall's as well, but I'll know for sure I'm going into Ross. Just depends on if they have what I want in here. You can always hope. Hope, hope, and hope. Okay, so we're in Ross's. Or let's just go get the placemats so I've got them, and then we'll come back. I'm hoping y'all can hear me, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh no. No orange placemats. Oh, foy, foy. Oh. Not seeing any. So, I had an answer to prayer while I was in Ross's. You see this? I have one of these in my kitchen, but it's full. In fact, it's cram full. Half the time it's hard to get stuff in and out. But I have almost the same amount in a drawer of utensils. And so I've been looking for one of these, but I wanted it to match, and I couldn't seem to find it, and I bought the one I have at Ross's. Well, I'd started praying about it, but every time I'm going to Ross's, I never see it, never see one anywhere else that said this. This time I go in, bingo! Jesus had it right there for me, and it was only $7.99 plus 10% off for being an old woman. Yeah, I'm so grateful. At least I found one thing today that I needed really bad, because when you have something like that, utensils, and you don't use it, and it's stuck in a drawer somewhere, you don't use it, it's of no value to you. And I used those things all the time when I lived in the Selma kitchen, and so now I've got one. Another one, I can go home and put everything out so that I can use everything I have, which I am very grateful. I'm very grateful to Jesus. But I got another problem. I can't find these, what do you call them, these placemats, the color that I need. So I'm really considering, this sounds crazy, I know, but I'm considering going and getting some more of that material that I bought for the little valance thing that I'm going to have in the kitchen for fall. I'm considering going and buying material to make an actual tablecloth for my round table. But I can't do it today because I need to go home and measure the tablecloth. I know it's a 70-inch round tablecloth, but it's actually way too big for my table. So I really need something that's smaller, but I don't know how much to take off of each side, because whatever I buy, I'm going to have to buy a double of it. So for the width, and then I'm going to have to cut it and put it together. And so anyway, more work, more sewing. But it'll give all of y'all a chance to watch me when I'm sewing this stuff, to learn how to sew yourself. It's really fun to sew, especially if you have time, and if you are retired. Sometimes you just want something to do, you know, because you're alone until your spouse gets home from wherever he's gone. And so this will give me plenty to do for fall, you know, and I'll get this stuff done real quick, because the Valance things, they won't take long at all to make. So Anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed day. I love you, but more than me and Grumpy loving you, Jesus loves you. And he loves you with an everlasting love. And when I say that to y'all, I mean every bit of what I'm saying. He loves you with an everlasting love. And he, with loving kindness, he draws you to him. So if you don't believe, let him draw you. You'll never regret it. Because he is a very, very loving God. And he cares very, very deeply about you. And he's the one who had you born. So we will see you tomorrow or this evening possibly. And if you like what you see, press the like button, subscribe, comment, and also share these videos with others. If you see that there's something you would like for me to do as a video, then please put it in a comment, and I will heavily consider whatever it is. See you later. Bye-bye.